Hansi Flick set his tactics up perfectly for this match, but then Ancelotti made some tactical changes during halftime, allowing Real Madrid to stage a comeback. So, what were the offensive tactics, and how did Ancelotti almost steal the game away from Barcelona, forcing Hansi Flick to make some tactical changes himself? Let's quickly go over the lineups before we get into all that. Ancelotti lined up as 4-1-4-1, not willing to repeat the same mistakes he made against Arsenal. Whereas Hansi Flick opted to go with the same lineup he's been using for the past few games. Now, Barcelona's offensive tactics were actually very detrimental to Real Madrid's game plan. This is how it worked. It all started with Lamine Yamal being on the right wing, occupying Madrid's left back. Meanwhile, Dani Olmo was instructed to go in the right half space, while Ferran Torres acted as a center forward. This was meant to target Rudiger. Hansi Flick wanted to put Rudiger on the back foot and exploit the space in behind Madrid's defense, which is why Ferran Torres kept making those runs in behind. But the runs in behind accomplished something even more important. On top of keeping Madrid's defense on the back foot, it allowed Barcelona to push the back line to create some space in between Madrid's midfield and their defense. And so, Hansi Flick wanted to use that to target Lucas Vazquez at the same time. That was made possible by having the left back go up on the left wing, while Rafinha dropped a bit deeper into the left half space. The goal was to put Lucas Vazquez in two minds, and this had the most potential to disrupt Madrid's defensive cohesion, because targeting Rudiger with Ferran Torres and Dani Olmo had the drawback of not working all the time, especially if Tchouaméni decided to temporarily cover Dani Olmo. But targeting Lucas Vazquez was key, because he did not have a defensive midfielder helping him out. If Rodrigo didn't drop back to basically become a wingback, he was to cover the flank all by himself, because it wasn't easy for Rodrigo to attack down the right side and then help in defense constantly. So Lucas Vazquez was by himself, having to worry about Rafinha and Barcelona's left back. This made it so that if Lucas Vazquez covered Rafinha, the left back had the flank wide open. Whereas if Vazquez worried about the left back on the flank, then Rafinha was left wide open inside the left half space. On top of that, if Madrid's center back got tight with Ferran Torres, he would drop deep. Now, if the center backs followed, Ferran Torres would immediately turn around and attempt to run in behind. But if they let Ferran have some space when he dropped deep, Barcelona were able to use him to advance up. Meanwhile, Yamal was enjoying his 1v1s down the right wing, constantly getting Barcelona up using his dribbling skills. Eventually, in the 28th minute, Barcelona get their first goal of the game through a beautiful strike from Pedri. Barcelona stayed in control for the rest of the half as they went into halftime leading 1-0. Now, during halftime, Ancelotti decides to make a tactical change and switch to 4-3-1-2 while bringing on Mbappe for Rodrigo. This change was more geared towards Madrid being lackluster in their attacks, because only Bellingham was making a difference for Madrid in the first half, which was somewhat effective until 10 minutes into the second half. Ancelotti brought on Arda Güler and Modric for Vazquez and Ceballos. This is when the tide shifted completely in Madrid's favor, because Madrid now had Modric and Arda Güler helping Bellingham out. This allowed Mbappe and Vinicius to constantly attack using the spaces left by Barcelona. But what Ancelotti failed to address is Hansi Flick's offensive tactics. So this game really opened up after these changes, where it seemed like any team could score at any time. In the first half, Ancelotti focused on repelling the attacks, but it starved Madrid's attack in the meantime. And it also didn't matter, as Barcelona created plenty of chances anyway and still managed to take the lead. So now, Ancelotti wanted to fight fire with fire, which is why he took the attack-minded approach. And just 15 minutes after these changes, it allowed them to stage a comeback, as Mbappe scored Madrid's first goal from a free kick. A free kick which probably should have had De Jong sent off for the foul that led to the free kick. Was it a red in your opinion? I'm curious, let me know in the comments. 7 minutes later, Tchouaméni manages to head in Madrid's second goal of the game. Now, we went over how Ancelotti's tactical change was focused more on their dwindling attack, and didn't really address Hansi Flick's offensive tactics. Well, it's those same offensive tactics that ended up leading to Barcelona's equalizer just 6 minutes after Madrid took the lead, as Ferran Torres' run in behind Rudiger resulted in Barcelona's second goal of the game, taking the final to extra time. Eventually, Barcelona's high-risk, high-reward strategy leads to Koundé pressing Brahim Diaz as soon as Modric made a pass, but ends up intercepting the pass and then decides to take a shot from distance, scoring Barcelona's third goal of the final, winning Blaugrana the Copa del Rey against their fiercest rivals. Following this match, Ancelotti ended up announcing that he'll be leaving Real Madrid, making this the last final where Ancelotti manages Los Blancos. Meanwhile, it seems like Hansi Flick is just getting started at Barcelona. What are your thoughts on this match? Let me know in the comments down below, and make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.